fucking up your game, mate. Like, but you gotta live it to understand it. You know what I mean? That's talking about. I hope anyone that's listening to that, I hope you're smarter than what we were. You know what I mean? And you don't do it. You know what I mean? But in saying that, like, I lost my life twice on it. I cut my arm. I don't know if you can see it or not. I got a great big scar.
I'll flash the photo of that anyway, but...
Yeah, it starts from here, goes all the way up to just below my elbow. That was over $200.
Yep.
$200, you know what I mean? But it wasn't the money. It was the fact that I rang this cunt up to hold in, you fucking owe him money, where is it? And he had the check to say, no, you're not fucking getting it. Like, I was like, oh, is that right? Like, that was the height. I was like, right, then, cunt.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I strolled down there, tried kicking in his front door. He opened the window up, mouth and off through the window, so I just punched him clean through the window. You know what I mean? And obviously cut my arm to pieces and jumped in and sorted it out after that. And yeah, didn't even realise. Got back to the car and one of my mates told me, he's like, fuck man, he goes, you're a little bit white. I was like, yeah, I feel a bit funny. Like, and you know, like you wear like your jumpers, you got the cuffs on the arms, like down where your wrists are. I remember just, as I went to take the jumper off, I like pulled the cuff back to rip my arm out, and as I pulled it up, man, it was literally like I just opened a like 600ml bottle of Coke, man, and just poured it straight out. Like, it was ridiculous. But I was like, holy fuck.
What's up, guys? We are back finally after a couple of months off. During that time, me and my beautiful partner brought my third baby daughter into the world, Darcy. So we've been enjoying every minute of that and soaking up all the fun there. But stay tuned. The next few weeks we have some big names coming on. We'll be dropping an episode every week. So definitely stay tuned. There's a lot more good, great stories out there yet to come. Without further ado, I introduce to you today's guest. This fella is a long-time mate of mine. He's an OG from the area that I lived in southern Tassie there. He's lived a hell of a life filled with lots of drug abuse, crime and jail. He got clean roughly 8 years ago and turned his life around, became a father, started doing the righty and doing good things. So I introduce to you Mr. Andy Barron. Welcome to the podcast, brother. How are you?
Good, mate. What's happening?
Not a lot, bro. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, mate. It's been a couple of years at least, I reckon.
It has, bro. It has, but fucking we both turned our lives around, eh? Doing the variety.
Yeah, 100%. Trying to change it up, become a bit of a family man nowadays.
Yeah, bro. So let's do our best to paint a bit of a picture of your life, brother. Obviously, you know, I've reached out to you. I know you fucking had a hectic past, bro. So yeah, I'll be happy if you can paint a picture of it, bro. Let's take it back to the start, bro. Where gives a bit of a rundown on your upbringing and yeah, go from there, bro.
Yeah, righto. Upbringing was pretty good. My mum and dad, they were together until I was about 16, I think. I split up when I was 16, which must have had a bit of a toll on me. I didn't really think it did at the time, you know what I mean? 16 years old, thinking you're king shit and whatnot. Yeah, don't really think it takes that much of a toll on you, but as the years later on go on, you obviously realise it sort of does a bit. But I just grew up playing sport, man. I was soccer, footy, anything with a ball, really. You know what I mean? I didn't really do much drinking or partying in the early days when all my mates were like 14, 15 on the piss. You know, I didn't really start till, you know, probably late 16 sort of thing. I was always training for sport and whatnot. And then, parents sort of split and I stopped playing sport and whatnot, started, you know, partying a bit, started getting into the drinking. Probably felt like I had a bit of catching up to do, you know what I mean? And
What was your What was your schooling like, bro? You know, like, was you straight A kid or what? Like,
no, I was a bit of a, I suppose you call it the class goose.
yeah,
My grades were all right. Don't get me wrong, like, you know what I mean. But like, I was always, you know, I was pretty out there. You know what I mean? Pretty outgoing. I like meeting new people, like stirring people up. You know, whether that was the teacher or the principal. You know what I mean? It didn't really matter. I was always in trouble. You know what I mean? Growing up, but it was never nothing bad. You know what I mean? It was just boys being boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you would have been the same. A lot of other people listening to it would have been the same. She's all just a bit of fun growing up. You know what it's like.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Definitely. We'll get into it a little bit later on. Fucking talking about being a bit of a goose growing up and that, bro. The way we met.
That could have ended a hell of a lot worse than what it fucking did. That's sure.
It could have, brother, but it went the other way, didn't it? We ended up fucking being best of mates from there on in. But we'll get into that a little bit later, brother. So, you know, you were all right at school and that, bro. You started to party and shit at around what age?
Yeah, like I said, around probably the later days at 16. You know what I mean? Maybe like halfway through 16, coming up to 17. You gave me first pinger by the time I was, you know, probably only like a month or two after first started drinking. You know what I mean? And then it escalated to, you know, a whole bunch of other shit. Started smoking hooch and getting on the whipper, and you know, with all that comes, you know what I mean, a whole different aspect of life. You know what I mean? You start seeing things different, start thinking you're something you're not. Like
100%.
You know what I mean? It's all recreational, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It was never an addiction. That was just part of the life. But that's sort of the gateway that opened it up to other things. You know what I mean? And as soon as I got to about, you know, as soon as I got to about probably 19 through to 22, I think it was, she hit the hard shit. You know what I mean? The ice, and that fucked me for a good 3 years, I reckon.
So
changed into a person that I didn't want to be.
So take it back a little bit, brother. Sort of how did the, because, you know, we'll talk about it as we go further. Ice was your fucking downfall, clearly. How did that first come about, bro? Can you remember? Like,
yeah, 100%. I remember it down to the T. Me and my old man, we're always up and down growing up. We're tired as fuck now, you know what I mean? Like, but growing up, it was always a bit up and down and whatnot. And my 21st birthday, we had a bit of a altercation, a bit of come to blows with each other. And anyway, my mother, she was living in Queensland already. She just moved probably a year prior to that. And so I didn't have anyone family-wise really down here. Not that I spoke to her anyway. So I just all of a sudden got deeper. And I was obviously already by this stage taking, you know, pingers with her, like partying, like never. Like I said, I felt like I had catching up to do. All my mates have been doing it for years before I started, you know what I mean? So when I hit it hard, you know what I mean? Like girls, fucking everything, you know, it all just comes, it's all one big, it all comes together, you know what I mean? Like you don't get one without the other. And yeah, I remember I was, you know, moving a fair few pins and that out the town, and you know what I mean? Like thinking you were the man and whatnot. And to be honest, it probably was at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
you fucking were, bro. You were when I first met you.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't a weekend that didn't come where, you know, I wasn't in 2 or 3 punch ups every weekend, or, you know, dropping fucking 10 fingers and going out town Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean? Like you were living the life. In your mind, I was having the time of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was literally having the time of my life. But going back to when it started, like I said, selling fingers and whatnot. And I had a mate. I won't say who, but I had a mate. He always used to sell a bit of crack and that. And he always had heaps of money. And like I was doing all right too, but he always had more money than me. And I was like, where the fuck are you getting all this money from, man? And he told me, and I was like, fuck, well, I want to do that. Yeah. I want to do that. So, and I was working at the time, you know what I mean? But anyway, I started doing it.
Just make that a little bit clearer. You wanted to do what?
I wanted to sell shirt. I wanted to make more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was flipping bickies and that, making good money. But then, like I said, one of my mates, we'd come back from a night out, you know what I mean? And I'd have $5,000-$6,000 cash, and he'd have 10 or 12.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean? I think, how the fuck? Like, I was talking to more people than you. You know what I mean? Like, and but yeah, like I said, so I ended up saying, I was like, fuck it, man. Like, I want to do that. Like, I want to make more money. So he sort of took me under his wing a bit, and you know what I mean. And I wasn't using, I was just moving it. You know what I mean. And then after a bit, when you, as you know yourself, when you're selling it, you sort of have to take it to like people could ring you up at fucking 3:30 on a fucking Tuesday morning. You know what I mean? Like
100%, bro. That's the way it goes, eh? That's your average ice addict is they're nocturnal, bro. They're awake at that time of night, aren't they? You know,
100%. You're getting on the Charlie or Vickies or something like that. It's a recreational drug. People only do it Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean? Like in hindsight, you know what I mean. When it comes to a night, like that's an addiction. Yeah. So you can't go without it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you do go without it, that's when the servos get shot up or held up or fucking something like that because they're doing whatever the fuck they possibly can to get it. You know what I mean? Like
definitely, bro.
But like, I was probably lucky in that sense. Like, I didn't do nothing in terms of like thieving and shit to do it. You know what I mean? Because I always had it, which was probably the better side for me. But it really is the devil's drug. You know what I mean? You don't realise how fucked up you are on it.
Yeah.
Until you know you look back as the years go by. Like I remember coming off it, man, after 3 years and around one of my mates' house. I'd wake up first thing in the morning, man, and I would have cramps. I would have such bad cramps in my gut. So he would literally carry me out outside to his little alfresco area. He'd make me a coffee, give me a smoke, you know what I mean? And that happened every day for about 2.5 weeks, you know what I mean, when I first finally got off it. Like, I mean, I was using a lot, man.
Yeah, fuck, I remember, bro, yeah. When you say a lot, bro, give us a bit of what you were sort of using on a daily basis, bro. I know myself, but just for the viewers, bro.
On average, if I had a party, we had a big party, which happened a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Every night of the week.
Yeah, pretty well. You know what it's like, you know what I mean? But if I had a party on a weekend, say, where it was fucking even, where there was a lot more people that actually came, I'd consume anywhere from a quarter to a half ounce a night.
Yeah. Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like that's obviously shouting people as well, you know what I mean? But on a day-to-day basis, just for me I remember, because I was a pretty functional one in terms of like, I'd wake up first thing in the I'd go to bed every night if I wanted to, you know what I mean? But I'd wake up first thing in the morning, and the ritual, I used to have a little chest of drawers sitting on my bedside table. I'd wake up, man, and before I'd even fucking scratch my ass in the morning, my hand was straight down in that top drawer, man, and it was, you know, at least 15 to 20 puffs on it before I even got up out of bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was my morning coffee. Yeah. You know what I mean? My morning coffee and smoke. And then the day got on, you know what I mean? You'd wake up, you'd go drive, fucking, you'd spend 4 or 5 hours.
Full-time. Yeah, full-time job, eh? Like.
That's exactly what it was. Like I said, you wake up. When I woke up, it was like, right, who owes you money? Who am I going to drop off to? What's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? And you take off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then every single person you go to, you have a couple puffs with them, and then you go to the next one, you have a couple puffs with them, and then before you go home, then you're smoking an 8-ball to yourself, sitting at home at night. You probably already consumed an 8-ball through the day, just shit, like, on your trip. So there's one straight off the bat, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't, like, but the more you use, the more you had to set. You know what I mean? You had to support your own habit. You know what I mean? So it was like it was a dangerous game, man, which is what led to other things. You know what I mean? People didn't pay their tip, or didn't pay their money, or you know what I mean? Like repercussions had to happen because I wasn't going about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Just to give a little bit of an insight. So around the days when I first met you, like, you know, most of my viewers now have heard my story, bro. You know how like I went downhill on the shit and that as well, but. Just a little bit of an insight. You lived straight across the road from me there, around at the time when we met, and I was probably the poison to your fucking addiction, I think. I know. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was my own choice, bro. But definitely contributed to it for sure. But you know, yeah. But all right, so you sort of you know, you'd been on it for a little bit and that, so you had that bit of a head as a bit of a standover. You know, you wouldn't let cunts rip you off, sort of thing. When did the sort of crime, when did the coppers and the police start to come into your life, bro?
Well, cops are always in my life since about, I think my first ever assault charge was on my 17th birthday. You know what I mean? And then that wasn't even on the ice. But when I got on the ice, that was I went to jail. I think it was 2 weeks after I turned 18.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Only for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? More or less like a scare tactic. They must have tried to scare me or something. You know what I mean?
Gives a little bit of insight. Gives a little bit of an insight on that, bro. How you felt going in for your first time at that age, and so on. Like
fucking shit myself, mate. 18 years old. 60 kilos, or probably at the time, probably 65, 70 kilos. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Ended up going in there and knowing a few people anyway. But anyone that tells you that they weren't scared the first time they walk into jail, mate, I sit here and tell you you're full of shit.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
Same.
I was walking down that spine for the first time, man, with a fucking nothing but a fucking garbage bag on one shoulder, clothes on the other, and then you got fucking 100 or 200 inmates running up, fucking yelling and screaming. You don't know who the fuck's are. Your butterflies are flying through your guts.
I remember, bro. When I first walked in there, one of them was like, "You got anything up your bum?" And I sort of just laughed it off, and then the other cunts goes, "You want something up there?" Like, you know what I mean? Though that sort of fucking intimidation, bro. In a way, like fucking, you don't know who's who and that at the time, like.
100%. That's what I mean. I did me 2 weeks. I got out literally the 23rd of December. I think it was, because it was a couple of days before Christmas. It was the last court day. I think it was the 22nd, 23rd. It was literally the last court day before they went to Christmas break.
Yep.
So I got bail. And then I got locked up Christmas Eve for another assault down the wharf a day or two later. And then got released Christmas morning on police bail. Like, that's the sort of life it was, mate. Like, I was, you know what I mean? Like, I always, like you said, I stand up for what I believe in, you know what I mean? If I don't like her, I don't like her. I don't try and pretend. I don't try and pretend to, you know what I mean? But being on that shit, that just heightened everything. You know what I mean? That was just all of a sudden it wasn't a respect thing. It was it was a bit of a respect thing, but it was more I am the man. You feel like a celebrity. You feel like I am the king right now. Like, if you disrespect me, I won't just punch you right in. Like, I'll rock up to your house with a loaded barrel and point it down your fucking throat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like a few times. Like,
yeah, fucking oath, bro.
She's a fucking hectic game, mate. Like, but you gotta live it to understand it.
You do,
you know what I mean? Us talking about it. I hope anyone that's listening to that, I hope you're smarter than what we were. You know what I mean? And you don't do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But in saying that, like, I lost my life twice on it. I cut my arm. I don't know if you can see it or not. I got a great big scar.
I'll flash the photo of it up anyway, but...
Yeah, it starts from here, goes all the way up to just below my elbow. That was over $200.
Yep.
$200. You know what I mean? But it wasn't the money. It was the fact that I rang this cunt up to hold in. You fucking owe me money, where is it? And he had the cheek to say, no, you're not fucking getting it. Like, I was like, oh, is that right? Like, that was the height. I was like, right, then, cunt.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I strolled down there, tried kicking in his front door. He opened the window up, mouthing off through the window, so I just punched him clean through the window. You know what I mean? And obviously cut my under pieces and jumped in and sorted it out after that. And didn't even realise. Got back to the car, and one of my mates told me, he's like, fuck, man, he goes, you look a bit white. I was like, yeah, I feel a bit funny. Like, and you know, like you wear like your jumpers, you got the cuffs on the arms, like down where your wrists are. I remember just as I went to take the jumper off, I like pulled the cuff back to rip my arm out, and as I pulled it up, man, it was literally like I just opened a fucking 600ml bottle of Coke, man, and just poured it straight out. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, shit got real with it. Once I'd seen it, and obviously the adrenaline worn off, it was like, shit's real now. You know what I mean? Like, all I remember is sitting there, like, sort of half in, half out. Like, I remember flying across the Bridgewater Bridge, and sort of like, I remember a couple of my mates, like, screaming at me, like, slapping me across the face. Like, I kept passing in and out, apparently. And anyway, the boys, you know, thank fuck for them. You know what I mean? Like, really.
Yeah.
Thank fuck for them. You know, they rang the ambos and got the ambos to meet us halfway because they reckon I wasn't going to make it to the hospital. And they did. And I had a blood transfusion pretty well. I don't know whether it must have been at the hospital, I suppose. I can't really remember.
Or in the ambulance even, yeah.
Yeah, like whenever it was, I had a blood transfusion. They said I'd lost. They said if I had been like 3-4 minutes, there would have been no getting me back. And by the time I got there, I was completely unconscious. They had to give me the blood transfusion in my body to bring all the blood levels back up to bring me back to life, which obviously saved me. And then when I went in for surgery, they must have, because all my arm was literally hanging there by the artery. The muscle was 7.5, tendon was 7.5, arm was completely ripped open. It was just literally bone and an artery. And they must have nicked the artery or something while I was in the emergency room, and I bled out and died again, and they brought me back again. So I mean, like, and you'd think this is what I mean, like to the people listening and shit. This is what I mean. You think that'd be the turning point, you know what I mean? You think that'd be like, holy fuck. But guess what? No, I checked myself out of hospital first thing in the morning. Got one of my mates to bring me in a bag. Smoked the thing in the elevator on the way down. On the way down from the hospital, went straight back home, had a party. Went and had a party. Some dickhead was doing burnouts out the front of my house. Come down my staircase and walked back up, punched him in the head with the car that I just broke, and was back in the hospital the same night. So
I remember, bro. I remember those days, and fucking hell, like I remember seeing the photo, which will flash up in this video, but I remember seeing that, bro, and then seeing you all bandaged and casted up and that, and I remember just thinking, like, fucking hell, this life is real, you know, like
100%, man.
Yeah,
100%. Like it's a man. Like the only way, like, you know, you watch your fucking bullshit underbelly movies, and well, not bullshit, they're obviously true stories, but you watch all that, and then you see people, you know what I mean, like some plastic gangsters and that try to live it, think they're cool and that. But like, in all honesty, that is the sort of, I mean, no one's getting shot dead, you know. Well, there are, but that didn't happen in my school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
close to.
But that's literally the life you're living. You know what I mean? They're just not making a movie about you.
Yeah,
that's the only difference. So someone could make a movie. Like if someone had a GoPro, man, a film like when you were coming around home and a few other people and that, like through my upbringing, I guarantee they would have made a fucking good movie. We could have made some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But like, I don't know. It's a time in my life that I've put behind me. I'm 8 years clean now.
Yeah, wow, bro. Wow.
8 years. Yeah, like,
brother. Yeah.
I don't even surround myself by it though. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't. Ice is an addiction to me that I don't feel like it ever properly goes away. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't have a gut full of piss in me and walk into a room and have a couple of my real good friends smoking, and I don't think I could 100% sit there and tell you that I would 110% say no.
Yeah.
So I just completely pushed myself out of the scene completely.
And
you know what I mean?
You know what, brother? That takes a real man to say that. You know, especially you know, as we call ourselves recovering addicts, right? It takes a real person to actually admit that. You know, because not many people get clean. You know, they're so many years clean, and they're this and they're that, and I'll never touch it again. You can fucking smoke it or do whatever you do in front of me, and I won't touch it. Like, it's a load of shit, bro. Like you said, it is a lifelong thing, I believe too. Like, yeah, it gets easier and easier, I think, but at the end of the day, you've still got that little devil back here somewhere, don't you? You know, in the back of your mind.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Like I said, it's not like withdrawals and that are gone. I don't crave it, nothing like that. But it's just the fact of it's a novelty of doing it. You know, twirling that thing, staying up, like, you know what I mean, sitting there, saying who blows the bigger clouds, or you know what I mean. Everything's a competition. You know what I mean? Like, it's all a competition with each other, and everyone's out to do better than everyone else. You know what I mean? It's just to be a real man. I feel like well, the real man in admitting you have to be 100% truthful with yourself. You know what I mean? And my point is, like I said, I don't know if I was sober, I wouldn't fucking do it at all. You know what I mean? But you know, but at a vulnerable point in my life, You know what I mean? Something really bad. You know, my missus left me, took the kids and that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then I went to a party and they were smoking it. That who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'd like to say no, but like the problem is once you go over the edge and you touch it, you've broken that barrier of you've never had it. And as soon as you've had it once, you can have it over and over and over again. And that's where you fuck up. So the smartest person could be to not have that, you know, I want to try everything once scenario. Don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, don't fucking do it.
My advice is the exact same too. Fucking oath. You know, as you know, brother, I took it to the fucking next level, man. And after we stopped hanging out, bro, my life went even deeper and deeper lower. You know, it was like, but yeah, this poddy's about you, obviously, bro. But anyway, so you know, even after cutting your arm and shit like that, bro, it didn't stop. Hey, like there was, as I remember, but there was a lot more that sort of went on after that too, bro. And then you finally.
Bro, she got deeper.
Yeah.
She got deeper and deeper and deeper, man. I remember, what about the old certain fucking old Mr. David? Fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, without saying, you know what I mean? Like, we had run-ins with him, you know what I mean? I've shot at him and,
yep.
You know, I remember coming out fucking mate's house in Brighton with a 22 rifle pump action, letting off a fucking whole clip at him in his car, you know what I mean? Yeah, he leaked it afterwards, you know what I mean? And rocking up to his house afterwards and kicking his front door and chasing him, and he still weren't there, you know what I mean? Like,
and just to give you a bit of insight on this bloke, right? We don't have to say his name, but what sort of reputation did this bloke have at the time, bro? And what was he trying to do?
Well, he was supposedly this great big fucking kingpin standover that went around robbing everyone. So he supposedly rocked up to you if you sold a bit of shit or anything like that. And he did. It wasn't supposedly, he did.
Yeah, he done it to lots of people.
He'd rock up to your front door, you know. He was known for having a 45. I'm sure everyone that watches this knows what a 45 is.
And knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, put a 45 to your head or something like that, you know. If you gave it to him, you gave it to him. If you didn't, well, apparently it was game on. Like, I knew a few people he'd put stuff off, you know what I mean? And when I got the phone call from him one day saying that he was coming to get me, it was like, oh, right, mate, she game on, motherfucker. Like, and it was. I remember having boys around. When I heard he was coming, I remember I had 5 or 6 boys around home, man.
I was one of them, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I had the rifle scoped down at the end of the street, and he apparently drove a black WRX, and some poor bitch was driving down the street in a black WRX, and I was about to unload the whole round on it. Yeah. And then, sure enough, one of the boys come running down and told me it was one of his lips. You know what I mean? Like, but the poor bitch, like, you know what I mean? I was nearly doing 25 to life over a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, you know, it's like, and we'd camp out there for days, man. So, like, not just for like 3-4 hours, you know what I mean? Like, I'd lay in the bush out the front of my house for fucking 5 or 6 hours. I was having my pot. All the other boys would be in every other corner of my house, like watching the cameras, you know what I mean? Like, just absolute full tweaking, like absolute fuckheads. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and it was unreal at the time.
Adrenaline rush, you know, it was, bro. It was like we were fucking gangsters, you know. I remember clear as day, like, it was a fucked life, bro, really. Like, but yeah.
You think, you know, I don't know, yeah. The whole time it happened, I never had no missus, you know what I mean? Nothing like that. You didn't even have the thought of kids or any other normal life. It was, at one point in my life, man, I legit thought that I was going to do this for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? Like, and it would have been, I mean, it's a hard, for like a young bloke like I was, it's a hard thing not to fall in love with, you know what I mean? Like, I had thousands and thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? I'd go out to town and, you know, you feel like you pull any girl you wanted.
Yeah.
You had mates, you had that many mates that weren't really your mates, you know what I mean? But I still to this day have a lot of brothers, you know, that I consider, you know, like my real proper brothers from them days.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and like, so like for a young lad, like, what's not to love? You got women, you got drugs, you got money, you got power.
Yeah.
You know, you're a fucking, 19, 20-year-old fucking boy.
Yeah.
You're going out to nightclubs and, going out, like, I was live band from the whole of the fucking CBD in the end up. You know what I mean? But before that, like, you'd walk in and, like, I used to go to the strip joint, man, and the fucking owner of the strip joint would, like, have a little room for me at the back. I'd go out and smoke my pipe. He wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Get any stripper you wanted in there at any time. Like, didn't have to pay for it. Like, it was gold.
Yeah. Well,
like, you know what I mean?
Power. Like you said, power, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, it was literally power. You had power of the whole street, and well, not the whole street. So the whole nightclub scene, the whole, but with all that comes, cops, comes a lot of other things. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
It comes, and
Enemies,
if you're going to do it, you've got to be prepared to give up your freedom. You know what I mean? I've done a bit over 2 years jail now, which is fuck all in the scheme of things. I probably got off lucky.
Yeah, oh, definitely, bro. 100%, yeah.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, she's like, you gotta, the thing, you don't, what's the word? You can't live a lifestyle like that and expect it to be all fucking roses and sunshines. No. You know what I mean? You gotta cop a few to give a few.
100%, bro, 100%. Right, so, like, I suppose, like, it all came to an end, brother. Go into that a little bit. Tell us sort of where your head was at, what really made you give it up and turn your life around, bro?
A girl, actually. A little 2-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I started seeing a girl. Had been for a little bit, and anyway.
Just rewind it back. Sorry, brother. Just rewind it back a little bit. Obviously, number one, you got out of the area. Hey, like.
No, brother. This is before that.
Okay, sorry.
No,
yeah.
Is before that. Yeah, it's before that. So, I was living down Old Beach.
Oh, that's right.
That girl.
Yes, yep. I'm with you.
Yeah, and then
I've seen her
living down Old Beach,
bro.
Hey?
I've seen her up here the other day. Yeah, no shit. Walk past her.
There you go.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, well, me and her fucking hated each other now, but I give it one thing. She fucking part saved me in that aspect. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
No, she I loved her right or wrong. You know what I mean? And then she more or less gave me the ultimatum because she had a daughter, and she said to me, "Well, like if you want to be with me, I don't want that shit around the kid."
Yep.
And I was like, "Yeah, well, that's fair enough." You know what I mean? And for probably 6 months, I was doing it behind her back. You know what I mean? Like trying to ease it off a lot. You know what I mean? But like go a little bit longer each time, and then eventually built like a really tight bond with her daughter.
Yep.
To the point where like she'd go out. You know what I mean? Like she'd go out to parties and nightclub. And I would choose not to. I'd be like, no, it's all right. Like I'll stay home with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and happily do it. And then that's how it was, you know what I mean? I'd just me and her just be chilling all the time, little darling.
Yep.
But we ended up splitting up, and I had a bit of a relapse again.
Yep.
And then I ended up meeting the mother of my first daughter. I had a bit of a time where I was like, I think I got clean for like maybe a couple of months. So I just decided I was going to try and do it again, and in that couple of months, I met my first daughter's mother, and she come from Launceston, which is where I live now.
Yep.
And she said, "Oh, I'll move down." And I said, "No, fuck that." I said, I'll come up. So I need to change. So I'm not going to change unless I get away from it. You know what I mean? Because like I said before, like I didn't want to be surrounded by. Didn't want to be surrounded by it. You know what I mean? I'm sure, and it's obviously up here everywhere too, but I didn't know the people that were doing it.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
The crowd, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I moved up here and had my first daughter, and I hadn't touched it since. So,
yep.
She's 5. She's 5 now, and I've got 2 other beautiful kids as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's all about going. All I do now, man, is I'm just a family man now. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have a beer and that of a weekend, and like have a beer and party in the shed at home. You know what I mean? But I keep it on tabs now. Like
yeah,
I go play footy at Bridport. You know what I mean? Done a bit of powerlifting. Yeah.
Obviously back into your working and shit, bro. Like, because you definitely weren't working through those shitty days. Like,
Nah, fuck no, definitely wasn't working. I know I always worked my whole life. You know what I mean? The moment I could work, I was working.
yeah.
And the only time I ever stopped, was during them fucking shitty times. You know what I mean? But she's just a lot. I wouldn't change it. You know what I mean? Because I met some of the best people in my life. I had some of the hardest times in my life, and it sort of shaped the man that you are now.
100%.
If you know what I mean? Like,
I say the same thing,
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm playing catch up with things like buying a house and, doing all that sort of bullshit, you know what I mean? Because he puts you in a lot of debt.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, you don't pay bills. You don't just didn't give a fuck because everything was all cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but, you know what I mean? Like, all in all, like I said, I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change nothing. Like it's
definitely,
it's a part of you now.
Definitely, exactly right. You've learned a lesson, brother. It was definitely a life you wouldn't have chose. If you could go back, but it's happened, and it's like you said, it's shaped the person you are today. You're kicking goals now, brother. You're a father, as you've said, to 3 beautiful kids. You're playing sport, you're working, you're doing the riding, bro. So all props to you, brother.
Thanks, mate. The way I look at it now is that, like now I've got, 1 son, 2 girls. I look at it like, back then, if one of my daughters dated someone like me, I fucking would have shot it.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
100%. I've got 3 daughters, brother. Yeah. I know the feeling.
Congratulations on the new one too, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
But now, if my daughter was with someone like me now, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And from a father's point of view, I just think that every man should aspire to be the man that he wants his daughters to be with.
100%.
You know what I
mean? 100%.
Bro.
I agree. Yep.
And if that's, you know what I mean, if that's what sort of helps you get off the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
Use it to inspire yourself, sort of thing, is what you're trying to say.
Use it to your advantage. Stop making up excuses and shit. Start thinking of reasons why you should, 100%. Rather than reasons why you should.
100%, bro. Well, look, brother, if you can, throw it into a sentence, a decent bit of advice for your younger self, brother. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you could give your younger self before you went down that shitty road a word of advice, what would it be?
If I was talking to myself now, if me now talking to my younger self.
Yeah. Or not just your younger self, bro. I suppose any young kid that's starting to head down that road of that shitty life or whatever, just a bit of advice, bro. Throw a bit of advice out there.
Hold your family close, and your mates that are sitting there telling you you shouldn't be doing something. They're your real mates, not the ones that are jumping in the back seat next to you, doing the same fucking shit you are. You know what I mean? Listen to your family. Stay close to the ones that actually give a fuck. You know what I mean? Not just the ones that are there for the ride or the party. Yeah. Not everyone's your mate.
100%.
Even if they seem like they are at the time. Trust is the older you get. You remember when your parents, for example, would say to you things like, "You're only counting your real true mates on one hand," and you're like, "Fuck up, mum, I'll go 1,000." You know what I mean? Or, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. You're old and fucking blind. Well, the older you get, the more truer everything they used to say to you is. You know what I mean? We're the old men now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's so true. Like, people are going to make their own. There's going to be people that are going to be listening to this now thinking you and me are both fuckheads, you know what I mean? And You know, we don't know what we're talking about, whatnot, and, you know, good on you, fuck you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yep, 100%.
Yeah, you make your own choices, but I'm telling you from personal experience, if you go down that fucking path, there's only one ending. Sorry, there's a few endings. So one is jail, two is dead, or three is you're 60 to 80 years old. If you stay on that path, man, you got no super, you got nothing to live for. You're living on the street. You're fucked. You won't have any kids. You won't have anyone that ever cares about you because you'll rip everyone off, or fuck over anyone that ever cared about you. People are very patient, but everyone has a breaking point. You know what I mean? And eventually people get
100%, bro. Look, brother, I'd just like to say, brother, I personally, man, you know, I was there through a lot of all what we've just talked about, you know. I've seen you at your absolute rock bottom, brother, at your absolute fucking highest of your shitty days, and now I've seen you also fucking living a good life, bro, and doing good things. So I'd just fucking personally tell you that I'm proud of you, brother. Fucking oath.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it a lot.
Awesome, bro. Anything else you want to add, brother?
No, not in particular. Just like I said, everyone, just make sure you're making the right choices in life, and if you are going to make the wrong ones, reach out to a mate, reach out to someone you care about before you make that shitty decision. Other than that, enjoy life, have a drink, you know what I mean, have a bit of fun, and live your life to the fullest, guys.
100%, bro. Well, that's a wrap, guys. Thanks for listening. That is Andy Barron. Woo!
See you guys.